Hello everybody! Welcome back. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about how to make a tasker notification. So these are super powerful, they're really useful. There's two different types. They have the persistent mode, which are the ones that you can't swipe away. And then they have the regular ones where they're notifications. They pop up on your phone and you use them accordingly. So what we're going to do today is we're going to create two different types. Not the persistent modes. We're going to make the regular notifications where you can either A, click the notification itself and pop up a window, or B, you can use a drop down within the notification and click a button or multiple buttons. So let me pull up my screen and we'll get right into it. So here we are in our blank tasker location. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a new task per usual. We're going to call this notification toot. Sweet. So this is what it's going to look like. We're going to enter into our menu. We're going to look up notify. So notify is going to be your default. There's going to be a bunch of different ones, but a lot of these are deprecated. They don't work anymore. Notify is the only one that's actually current and still working. It's the newest one essentially. So we're gonna go in here, we're gonna give it a title, test notification, and then we're going to add some text, because you always want to add something, right? Test notification text body, right? So this is where you're going to add the different portions of your notification. So priority, permanent doesn't work, okay? Because of Android's updates over the time, permanent no longer works. We're going to have to do a workaround for this later. That's not going to be in this video. I'll do a separate one. That way we can focus on different aspects, right? So priority. Priority touches on the different methods that notifications can show. Some of them show up silent. Some of them show up with big flashy lights. Some of them kind of overwrite things. This is one of those things that I quite haven't figured out how to make work properly. So I wouldn't worry about this right now. Same thing with like a lot of these settings don't really work if you're on the newest version of Android like I am. So LED rate, LED color, these I'm gonna have to tinker around with to find out how to make them work properly. So we're just gonna ignore those. Don't even worry about like the sound file. So category allows you to essentially choose like an ID or a notifier sort of with the notification that you want to use, right? So if I look in here, yes. These are like the different ones that show up. I haven't found a huge use for these, right? But we're going to move down to the actions. This is what we're actually looking for. So obviously you have if and you have label, right? We don't really need to label this because this is going to be the only thing that we have inside of this task. So we're going to hit action. Now, this part I want you to pay attention to. When it comes to the action is what's going to happen when you click the button within the notification. Again, remember there's the two different types within the one action notification, not the persistence. We're focused on the single action. This is not going to mean when you click the notification, it does something. This specifically is going to be the button drop down within the notification. This will make sense in a second. So watch. We're gonna name this button of the notification, right? And then what we're going to make this do, and you can choose an icon if you really want to, we'll do something sweet, glasses. So then it's going to give you an action, and this is going to allow you to add whatever workflow or something that you want to do in here. So in a couple minutes, we're going to show how to make this really advanced. Right now, we're just going to do something simple. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do a flash, because why not? Text, we want this to say, the notification worked, if I could type properly, right? And then we're gonna do tasker layout because we always do this. We want the background color to be black. We want the timeout to be, we want 15 seconds because we can always get rid of it. And we want the text color to be a nice yellow. Remember, when you do this, again, I really want to make sure you guys understand this. If I just slide this, it's not going to work. You have to click in here first to set the thing, and then it starts changing, okay? I know, love Tasker. So there we go. We're gonna give it a nice little orange, because blue light. And then we're going to choose the position we want to show up dead center. Where's center? Top left, top right, right bottom, whatever. We're gonna do it in the top. Cool. No. All right. So now if we go back, all the way back, and I click this button, there it is. Now this is, why is it getting mad at me? Right, because we never set that category, right? So let's go back in here. We're gonna give it a category. We're going to give it a custom category of tutorial. Sweet. And now let's get rid of that. Yeah, see, those are persistents. They don't go away. Ignore the name. So let's try this again. Boom. Why is it getting mad at me now? Nope, there it is. There's your notification. Sweet. So there's the test notification. That was the name that we gave it. There's the body. That was the optional text that we gave it. And there's the button. Notice if I click this, nothing happens because that's a separate section. We're going to get to that. Don't worry. It's gone. So we're going to run it again. It's still going to show up. The reason why it shows up as an alert is because we never actually gave it an icon. We can fix that in a minute. But if we go in here, now you can see there's the button of the notification. If I click this, where's the alert? There it is. It's hidden under everything. Remember, in Tasker, you have to tell it everything you want it to do. So that is going to let you do your notification button, right? But we're still missing a couple things, so let's keep moving along. So what we're going to do down here is now let's go choose where is it? An icon. We're going to choose a little icon. Go into Hollow. We're going to get a little cup of coffee. Sweet. So that should change that little, the marker, right? If I click this, there's our little cup of coffee. So that solved that problem. Sweet. We're going to get rid of it again. Yep, we're just going to be doing this a lot. So now, this is a perfect time. Remember how I said that you can only do one action per button, right? You can have multiple buttons, as you can see if I did another one. And we're going to call this second button, right? And for this one, we want to give it an image. We're going to give it a little power. And we're going to say close dialog, close system dialog, right? Notice we can't do anything else. We can only put in one action. That's perfectly fine. You don't have to configure this one, whatever. If we click this button, show our notification, and there's our coffee cup. Where is it? That's not what we want. Jeez. All right, so there we go. First button, second button. Second button, what this does, when you hit close dialog, it gets rid of everything. Again, that's something we have to add in. So now we're going to get to the next portion, which is how to add in. We're going to make it so if you click this, right, click the notification without doing that little drop down. If you click it from here, it'll launch or do whatever it is that you want. So that's going to be the next thing. What we want to do here is we're going to have to come back out and make a different one, right? So notification underscores, click, right? So this is what's going to run inside of that notification, okay? We're going to use a perform task. So future Matt here. I forgot the one last important thing to show you about notifications. So the same way how earlier we used, the notification click, so that the default click button of a notification would be whatever you put inside of this task, right? You can do that for button clicks too. And that was the last thing that I forgot to show you. So the way that you do that is you come inside of your notification and then you go back and let's add another button. Button 3. We're going to give that, I don't know, this one's going to be a magnet. What you do is you come inside of the task choice location, perform task. That's what it was. You add perform task. So when you do perform task, you can then choose of all the tasks that you created, which one do you want, right? So notification and notification click. There it is. This is how you do that, right? So if we go back all the way back out here and we run this one more time, and there's a little coffee mug. Come on, man. There's a little coffee mug. There's a notification. There's button 3. if you click this button, it will perform that task. That was the last thing. I completely blanked on it. That was it. Okay, bye. Back to the video. To then activate this task. And that's how you're going to do kind of like a layered thing. If you want to hit the notification, have it do a bunch of things, this is how you do that. So what we're going to do first is we're going to get out of my favorites. We're going to come in here and we're going to do a flash. We're going to do a flash text or notification was clicked, not the button, right? We're going to add tasker, whatever. I'll skip forward so you don't have to worry about this part, but I do this every single time. Okay, so now we have the button that is set up so that once you, well, the first thing that's going to happen is going to hit this flash, right? But we want to do a little bit extra. So we want to get rid of the dialog. No, it's not, whatever. Let's go in here. We're going to say dialog, close system dialogs, right? So now what's going to happen, remember how last time we couldn't actually see the flash or the little pop-up box because the menu was still pulled down, or wherever you see your notification bar was still pulled down. So now it's going to close that first, and then it's going to show flash. And what we'll do here is we're going to copy this, we're going to paste the second one, and in the second one, we're going to add a different color. We're going to say second piece, sweet. And I'm going to change the color so that you guys know that this is a different one, sweet. And I forgot, we don't want them to overlap each other, so we're going to put this on the right. So now we'll have one pop up on the left, one pop up on the right, and we'll be able to see both of them straight from the notification. Okay, so now we're going to go back to our initial notification. No, my bad. Rewind. We have to go to profile, right? Because when you click a button or when you want something to happen, you need a trigger. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here and we're going to go to event, right? We're going to say notification click. Sweet. Click the notification. And now we need the title. So we're going to, well, first we have to put in Tasker as the owner app. QRS Tasker. Click Tasker. Back out. I know it's weird they don't have a submission button, but you just click it and then you go back to the where you were before. So for here, we're going to, we have to have the name exactly the same as the notification that we already created. Let's see if it's inside here. It's probably not going to because they hate me. It's not. But we have to leave something in here, test, just so that it doesn't delete. And then we're going to do notification click, right? So that's the other thing. Now let's go back to our tutorial. We're going to get our notification title. We're going to copy that. We're going to go back, go to our profile, and that's what's going to go here. Right? 1-to-1 has to be the same. Okie doke. That's the whole setup. So now that that's done, we go back to our notification and we trigger it. And there's our notification, right? We're going to close this just so that you know that I'm not clicking a button. Click that. Sure enough, it closed and there are two. So that's how you make it so that when you click the notification, it does whatever it is that you want it to do, but also you can have it do more advanced tasks, right? Like whatever your workflow is, it'll do it here. So the next thing that we're going to do here is how to trigger these notifications. Obviously, you're going to need a trigger. So we're going to go back to the profile, right? We're going to create a profile and then let's do a time, right? What time is it now? Right now it's 4:19. So within this time, it's going to pop open this notification. So let's do this for 4:20, and then we'll put it through 4:25. Back out. It's going to ask us. We're going to do our button click and save. So now, once this comes through, I don't know when, but I'll just fast forward it when a minute goes by. But notice, no coffee cup. We don't have anything running, no notification right now. And now we wait. It's gonna be a long minute. Up, there it is, a lot fast. Hey, whoa, that's, oh no. attention to detail. So let's click these and get them out of here. I missed a step. We need to change this. Select a different one. We want this to pop our notification, not activate that task. So we're going to do that one. And we're going to change this to 21. And go back to save it. And now we're waiting again. So don't worry, I'll speed it up so you guys don't see it. Oh, there we go. Sweet. So there's our notification, right? It triggered like we called it. We just chose when we want the notification to pop. We now have options as to what we want to do. And when we click this, it will go away. Boom. But it also activates everything that we did inside of that task. So that is the final piece. Congratulations, you now know how to go create your own task or notifications. I use this for tons of things. If you have Snapchat streaks with anyone, this is a great way to make sure you never miss them again, especially if you go through the persistent creation of a notification, and we'll get onto that one next time. That one's a little bit more in depth. We're gonna have to go through some settings, but that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.